I'm sure you're watching this video because you're in one way or another interested in the Abuja real estate market. And I need you to understand something. I need this to be very important to you because in as much as you want to buy properties, be it land, buildings, off-plan products and stuff like that, you really need to have a fundamental analysis of what you are getting into, which locations to look out for, which type of properties that you can buy with your budget, in terms of what you want, what suits your investment decisions and goals, and all of that. These are really important things you need to consider, and I'll be telling you why. I tend to say this in most of my videos that the Abuja real estate market should be seen the same way with the Nigerian stock exchange market. And I say that because I don't see people analyzing real estate projects the same way they do with the Nigerian stock exchange. And I'll give you an example. Think about some of the major stocks you've purchased in the past or stocks you've heard about like Lugbe Cement, Presco, Okomu Oil, Garigu, Aradel, and stuff like that. When you think about the kind of stocks you want to invest, you ask questions. And if you're asking that questions to people who are very, very into the game of the stock market, they'll tell you they have to read financial statements like the balance sheet, cash flow statements, and all of that. And there are some things, insider information that they would like to get, all of that, shareholders meetings, and all of that before taking the right investment path for themselves. It's very, very complicated, even if you don't think those things are very important to make some certain decisions. But one thing I want you to know is that the real estate market here in Nigeria is just as critical as the stock market. The same way you sit down and analyze with your stockbroker is the same way you should have that conversation with your real estate broker, agent, or consultant. And it's so important to me, which is why I also made a previous video talking about the bastardization of real estate in Nigeria, because the whole industry has been bastardized to the point that there is no longer any value seen with real estate agents, brokers, or consultants, because most people in this industry have been seen as people who just sell land or properties. But it's way more important than that, and it's sad that people cannot see these things. If you are someone that has a budget of around, let's say, 6-7 million naira, and you're looking for a property that you can keep for short-term land banking with some important metrics like road infrastructure. For example, in Abuja, there's a lot of road infrastructure happening within the FCT that connects you to major parts of town and all of that. So when you're looking at that kind of investment to pursue, you need to be very, very systematic. You need to have structures in place to know whether this is the right thing to do or not. Like I said, very, very important of you to know. I'll give you an example. One of our projects at Havana Villa, located in Karachi, is a wonderful project because of the road, that links from Apple to Karachi. Apple to Karachi is also like a 3 minutes or 5 minutes drive to Garki, which is around the city center. A very important metric to look out for. And not just that alone, what we're currently doing in the estate itself, because it's not just about the external factors. The internal factors are very, very important for you to note because they have a lot to do in terms of appreciation of that property. Because so many things can happen, so many external things can be happening around that estate. But if things are not happening in the estate, you will still see that it's limiting the kind of appreciation you would have gotten. And so most people tend to ask, why is it that another property or another neighboring estate is cheaper? Ask yourself why it is cheaper. There's a reason it's that way. Maybe the property doesn't have a building approval, while the property that is more expensive has a building approval. And as you know, getting a building approval incurs costs for the company. And of course, they're going to add that cost, but not just because they're adding the cost of getting a building approval, but they understand the value of having a building approval in an estate. These are kind of things that people tend to overlook a lot. Another thing is title documentation. For example, a property that has a C of O and a property that has an R of O. These are the kind of things to consider. So many people don't look at this way. Has fencing been done on the estate? Has a gatehouse been done on the estate? Has plot demarcations and has a road been cleared on an estate? One important tool you use to look at if the developer is actually serious about developing the estate is the roads. Are the roads being done? Is the roads completed? Are there demarcations for the road? These are the kind of things to look out for when considering where to buy properties. And let's not just talk about lands, let's talk about houses. I know people might have different opinions as to why they want to get a property back home, especially people in diaspora, about just, okay, get me a house at this location, I want to live with my family, because it's close to my daughter's school and all of that. Those I really value. But when it comes to investment, I personally think there has to be a lot of consideration to where you want to invest, especially if you want this property to generate cash flow for you in terms of Airbnb and conventional rentals. These are the important metrics to look out for when you want to put money into a particular project or not. And I'm saying with a lot of conviction because I understand how these things are. I understand why these metrics are important for people because I've seen a lot of people buy properties that are not ideal for them, and it's because they lack the right information to make the right informed decisions for themselves. It's sad because they would have done better if they had known better. And that's why I am here before you, telling you some of the things that I think you should be incorporating in your investment decision moving forward. If you are thinking of buying a property or land or building project or an off-land project here in the city of Abuja, it's very important you calm down and think, is this the right investment I am making? Are all the metrics validating why I am putting money into this particular project or not? This is the way an investor should think. And I'm here to guide you as the CEO of Abuja Real Estate and as Bolu Atife Are. It has always been my joy to guide people and to see if this is the right project for them, to have a conversation with them, a very intriguing and personal conversation with them about the real estate project that they want to undergo. Because it's my joy to bring you the right real estate project to your screens. There's currently a number showing at the right side of your screen. To reach out to me, I remain the CEO of Abuja Real Estate, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.